When a man is truly in love, his actions speak louder than words. While some men openly express their feelings, others may struggle to put their emotions into words. However, love has a way of showing itself in the little things, his behavior, his efforts, and the way he treats you every single day. If you've been wondering whether the man in your life is madly in love with you, there are clear signs that reveal his true feelings. A man who is completely crazy about you will prioritize you, go out of his way to make you happy, and always want to be around you. His love won't just be about grand romantic gestures, it will be visible in his daily actions. Whether it's remembering the little things you say, making future plans with you, or protecting you in small ways, he constantly proves that you hold a special place in his heart. One of the most telling signs is his emotional intensity when it comes to you. If you're happy, he's happy. If you're upset, he can't rest until he makes things right. His emotions are deeply connected to yours, and he genuinely cares about how you feel. A man in love doesn't just tolerate your presence, he cherishes it, making an effort to see you, talk to you, and be a part of your life as much as possible. Additionally, a man who loves you deeply will want others to know about it. He won't keep you a secret. He'll talk about you to his friends and family, proudly sharing how amazing you are. He'll also try to impress you, whether through his achievements, his appearance, or the little things he does to win your admiration. It's his way of showing that he values your opinion and wants to be the best version of himself for you. Another major indicator of his love is his protectiveness. He won't just be physically protective, like making sure you're safe when walking at night, but he'll also be emotionally protective, ensuring that no one disrespects or hurts you. He takes your well-being seriously, always looking out for you in ways both big and small. While love can sometimes be subtle, a man who is truly crazy about you will consistently show his feelings through his words, actions, and dedication. If he's making an effort to be in your life, prioritizing you and expressing his love in different ways, then it's clear he's deeply in love with you. In the following sections, we'll break down the 12 biggest signs that prove a man is completely crazy about you. If he checks most of these boxes, there's no doubt that his heart belongs to you. 1. He texts or calls you constantly. When a man is completely crazy about you, he will find every possible way to stay connected. One of the most obvious signs is his constant texting and calling. He doesn't just reach out occasionally, he wants to talk to you all the time. Whether it's a simple, good morning text, checking in during the day, or saying good night before bed, he makes sure you are always on his mind. He doesn't wait for you to message first. He takes the initiative because he genuinely enjoys talking to you. Even when he's busy, he finds time to send you a quick message or call just to hear your voice. If he's out with friends or at work, he still makes an effort to keep in touch, showing that you are a priority in his life. He asks about your day, remembers little things you mentioned before, and brings them up later. This shows he listens to you and values what you say. He doesn't just send dry one-word replies. He keeps the conversation going, showing genuine interest in you. Sometimes, he might not even have a reason to text or call. He just wants to hear from you. He sends funny memes, random thoughts, or simply "I miss you" messages. If he calls unexpectedly just to chat, it's a clear sign he can't get enough of you. However, it's important to distinguish between sweet and obsessive behavior. If his messages feel overwhelming or controlling, that's a different issue. But if he's just showing consistent effort and excitement, it's a strong sign that he's completely crazy about you. 2. He remembers even the smallest details about you. When a man is completely crazy about you, he pays close attention to everything you say and do. He doesn't just hear you, he truly listens and remembers even the smallest details. This means that even casual things you mention in passing stay in his mind because he values you, and what you say matters to him. For example, you might have once told him your favorite coffee order, and the next time you meet, he surprises you with it without asking. Or maybe you mentioned your favorite childhood cartoon, and weeks later, he brings it up in conversation. These small moments show that he's not just listening, he's making a mental note of everything that makes you happy. It's not just about remembering facts, it's about how he applies them. If you once said that you love a certain type of flowers, he might bring them to you on a random day, not just on special occasions. If you casually talked about your dream vacation, he might bring it up later, saying he'd love to take you there someday. This also shows in the way he supports you. If you have an important meeting or a stressful event coming up, he remembers to ask how it went, even if you mentioned it briefly. If you once shared that a particular song makes you feel better when you're sad, he might send it to you when he knows you're having a rough day. When a man remembers even the tiniest things about you, it's a clear sign that he's deeply invested in you. He's not just interested in surface-level conversations. He genuinely cares about who you are, what you love, and what makes you happy. 3. He goes out of his way to make you happy. When a man is completely crazy about you, he doesn't just say he cares, he shows it through his actions. One of the biggest signs is that he goes out of his way to make you happy, even if it requires effort, time, or sacrifice on his part. He pays attention to the little things that bring a smile to your face. If you're having a bad day, he does whatever he can to cheer you up, whether it's sending you a funny meme, bringing you your favorite snack, or just being there to listen. Even when he's tired or busy, he still makes time for you because your happiness matters to him. He also considers your preferences and needs. If he knows you love a certain restaurant, he surprises you with a dinner date there. If you mentioned wanting to see a particular movie, he makes sure to get tickets. He might even step out of his comfort zone just to make you happy, like learning to cook your favorite meal, trying a hobby you enjoy, or listening to music he knows you love. Beyond material things, he supports you emotionally. If you're feeling stressed, he offers reassurance. If you have a goal or dream, he encourages you and even helps you achieve it. He genuinely wants to see you succeed and be happy, and he'll go the extra mile to make that happen. True love isn't just about words, it's about effort. When he consistently does things, big or small, to brighten your day, without expecting anything in return, it's a clear sign that he's completely crazy about you. 4. He gets jealous easily, but tries to hide it. When a man is completely crazy about you, he feels a strong emotional attachment, which sometimes leads to jealousy, whether he admits it or not. Even if he tries to act cool and unbothered, small signs will reveal that he gets jealous easily. You might notice subtle changes in his behavior when you mention another guy, even if it's just a friend or coworker. He might ask extra questions about him, suddenly become quiet, or change the subject. Sometimes he'll try to act indifferent, but his tone or facial expressions might give him away. He may pretend not to care, but deep down, the thought of you giving attention to someone else makes him uneasy. Another sign is when he suddenly becomes more attentive after seeing you interact with another guy. If he notices you laughing at someone else's jokes or getting a little too friendly, he might try harder to impress you, initiate more conversations, or show more affection to remind you of his presence. He may also make playful or teasing remarks about other men in your life, trying to downplay their importance. For example, if you talk about a guy from work, he might jokingly say, "Oh, so he's your new best friend now." He may not openly admit his jealousy, but these small comments reveal his inner feelings. Despite feeling jealous, he tries not to show it too much, because he doesn't want to seem insecure or possessive. He might act distant for a little while, but eventually, he'll come back with extra affection, just to reassure himself that he's still the most important person in your life. If his jealousy is subtle and harmless, it's a sign that he deeply cares and doesn't want to lose you. 5. He always prioritizes you over everything. When a man is completely crazy about you, you become his priority, not just an option. No matter how busy he is, he always makes time for you because your presence in his life matters the most. You'll notice that he adjusts his schedule just to be with you. If he has a packed day but knows you need him, he'll find a way to make time, even if it means sacrificing his own comfort. Whether it's cancelling plans with friends, leaving work early, or staying up late to talk to you, he shows through his actions that you come first. Even in small ways, he puts you above everything. If you mention you're craving a certain food, he'll go out of his way to bring it to you. If you need help with something, he won't hesitate to drop what he's doing to assist you. When making big decisions, he considers your feelings and opinions because your happiness matters to him. Another sign of prioritization is his consistency. He doesn't just make time for you when it's convenient. He does it even when it's challenging. He doesn't cancel plans with you last minute or make you feel like an afterthought. Instead, he makes an effort to keep you involved in his life, whether it's introducing you to his family and friends or including you in his future plans. Prioritizing you doesn't mean he neglects everything else in his life, but it does mean that when it comes to what's important, you're always at the top of his list. If a man consistently makes you feel valued and important, it's a clear sign that he's completely crazy about you. 6. He wants to spend all his free time with you. He wants to be around you as much as possible. It's not just about spending time together on special occasions. He genuinely enjoys your company and tries to be with you whenever he has free time. No matter how busy his schedule is, the moment he gets some time off, his first thought is to see you. Whether it's a weekend, an evening after work, or even just a short break in his day, he prioritizes being with you over other activities. Instead of making excuses or choosing to spend all his time with friends, he naturally gravitates toward you because that's where he feels happiest. Even when there's nothing specific to do, he still wants to be around you. He doesn't need fancy dates or big plans. Just sitting with you, talking, or even doing everyday things like running errands together makes him feel content. He values your presence more than any activity itself. Another clear sign is when he prefers spending time with you over distractions like video games, social media, or nights out with friends. Of course, he'll still have his own hobbies and social life, but you'll notice that he willingly chooses to be with you more often than not. He may even invite you to join his activities just so he can share more time with you. When a man always wants to spend his free time with you, it's because he truly enjoys being around you. He doesn't see it as an obligation, but as something he genuinely desires. This level of effort and consistency is a strong sign that he's completely crazy about you. 7. He talks about a future together. When a man is completely crazy about you, he doesn't just live in the present. He sees you in his future. He naturally includes you in his long-term plans, whether it's something small, like a trip next month, or something big, like marriage and building a life together. You'll notice that he casually talks about things you'll do together in the future. He might say, "Someday we should travel to Europe," or "I can't wait for us to get a place of our own." These aren't just random words. They show that he's thinking long-term and envisions you by his side. He also includes you in his personal goals. If he's working toward a career move, financial stability, or buying a home, he considers how it will benefit both of you. He asks for your opinions on big decisions because he sees you as a permanent part of his life, not just a temporary relationship. Another clear sign is when he talks about family and kids. He might ask how you feel about marriage or what kind of life you want in the future. Even if he doesn't bring up marriage directly, he might say things like, "You'd be an amazing mum," or "I know our future kids would be adorable." These hints show that he's imagining a life with you, not just for himself. A man who talks about a future with you is serious about the relationship. He's not just enjoying the moment, he's committed and wants to build something lasting. If he consistently includes you in his dreams and goals, it's a clear sign that he's deeply in love and sees you as his person. 8. He shows up unexpectedly just to see you. When a man is completely crazy about you, he doesn't always wait for scheduled plans. Sometimes, he just shows up because he misses you and wants to see you. These unexpected visits aren't about checking up on you. They're his way of expressing how much he enjoys your presence. He might surprise you at work with your favorite coffee, randomly drop by your place just to say hi, or suddenly ask if you're free for a quick meetup. It's not about grand gestures. It's the little, spontaneous moments that show how much he thinks about you. Even if he's busy, he finds excuses to be near you, even if it's just for a few minutes. Sometimes, he'll coincidentally be near places you frequent, like your gym, your favorite cafe, or even your usual grocery store. Of course, he won't always admit that he planned it. He might casually say, "Oh, I was just in the area and thought I'd see you." But deep down, you know he went out of his way just to get a glimpse of you. His excitement to see you is genuine, and you can tell by the way his face lights up when you open the door or when he spots you unexpectedly. He doesn't need a reason. He just enjoys being around you, even if it's for a short moment. When a man makes the extra effort to randomly show up just to see you, it's a clear sign that he can't get enough of you. It means he values every second with you and isn't afraid to express how much he cares in small but meaningful ways. 9. He brags about you to his friends and family. When a man is completely crazy about you, he can't help but talk about you to the people closest to him. He's proud to have you in his life, and he wants everyone to know just how amazing you are. Whether it's his friends, family, or even co-workers, he finds ways to bring you up in conversations, often without even realizing it. His friends might mention that he talks about you all the time, or they already know little details about you before you even meet them. He might say things like, "She's so good at something you do well," or "You won't believe what she did today, it was incredible." These moments show that he's genuinely impressed by you and wants others to see how special you are. With his family, he might casually drop your name in discussions about the future. If he tells his mum about how well you cook, or his siblings about a funny thing you said, it's a sign that he's not just in love, he's proud of you. He values your presence in his life and wants the people he loves to appreciate you as much as he does. Another strong sign is when he introduces you to important people in his life. He doesn't keep you a secret. Instead, he makes sure you feel included. If he's showing you off and making sure others know how lucky he feels to have you, it's a clear sign that he's completely crazy about you. 10. He's overly protective of you. When a man is completely crazy about you, his protective instincts naturally come out. He cares deeply about your well-being, both physically and emotionally, and he'll do whatever he can to keep you safe and happy. You'll notice that he pays close attention to your surroundings when you're together. If you're walking on the street, he instinctively positions himself on the side closer to traffic. If you're in a crowded place, he gently holds your hand or places his hand on your back to guide you. These small gestures show that he wants to keep you secure at all times. His protectiveness also extends to your emotions. If someone upsets you, he takes it personally, whether it's a rude coworker, a friend who disrespected you, or even a stranger. He won't necessarily pick a fight, but you'll see his mood change, and he'll do his best to comfort you or stand up for you. He wants to make sure no one hurts you, physically or emotionally. Another sign is how he reacts when you're sick or feeling down. He checks up on you frequently, brings you medicine or food, and makes sure you're comfortable. If you have a long day ahead, he reminds you to take care of yourself, eat properly, and get enough rest. His protectiveness isn't about controlling you. It's about genuinely wanting the best for you. Even in small ways, he always has your back. Whether it's making sure you get home safely, offering his jacket when you're cold, or just being there when you need support. His protective nature is a clear sign that he's completely crazy about you. 11. He always tries to impress you. When a man is completely crazy about you, he constantly puts in the effort to impress you, whether it's through his appearance, achievements, or actions. He wants you to see him as someone special, someone worthy of your admiration and love. You'll notice that he pays extra attention to how he looks when he's around you. He might style his hair differently, wear cologne he knows you like, or dress better than usual just to catch your attention. Even if he's not normally into fashion, he'll make sure he looks his best whenever he's with you. Beyond his looks, he also tries to impress you with his skills and achievements. If he's good at something, whether it's playing an instrument, cooking, or excelling at work, he'll subtly, or sometimes obviously, show it off when you're around. He wants you to see him as capable, talented, and someone you can admire. His behavior also changes in social situations. Around his friends, he might tell funny stories, act more confident, or take charge of situations just to stand out in your eyes. If he's with your friends or family, he puts in extra effort to make a good impression, showing that he wants the important people in your life to like him too. Most importantly, he impresses you through his actions. He remembers what you like, surprises you with thoughtful gestures, and goes out of his way to make you feel special. Whether it's fixing something for you, planning a great date, or simply making you laugh, he's always looking for ways to win your heart over and over again. If he's constantly trying to impress you, it's because your opinion matters deeply to him, and he wants you to see him as the best man for you. 12. His emotions are intense when it comes to you. When a man is completely crazy about you, his emotions become deeply tied to you. The way he feels, reacts, and behaves is strongly influenced by your presence, your words, and your actions. His love for you isn't just casual, it's intense, passionate, and sometimes even overwhelming. You'll notice that his mood shifts based on how things are going between you two. When you're happy, he's on top of the world. Your smile, your laughter, and your affection bring him an unexplainable joy. But when you're upset, sad, or distant, he feels it deeply. If you ignore his messages or seem uninterested, he might become restless, anxious, or even frustrated because his emotions are so invested in you. His reactions to situations involving you are more intense than with anyone else. If someone hurts or disrespects you, he takes it personally. If you're feeling down, he won't just offer comfort. He'll do everything in his power to lift your spirits. If he senses that he's upset you, he won't be able to rest until he makes things right. His passion also shows in how he expresses love. When he's happy with you, his excitement is undeniable. Whether it's through affectionate words, tight hugs, or deep eye contact. When he misses you, he doesn't just say it casually, he truly feels it and makes an effort to let you know. A man who experiences intense emotions for you isn't just attracted to you, he's emotionally attached. His happiness is connected to yours, and he can't imagine a life without you. This deep emotional connection is one of the biggest signs that he's completely crazy about you.